I love the song library between the of the people that steal from me that get in the way of me receiving money. And have caused you can only to be separated from me. I'm bored. I'm mistaken as good morning. I'm mistaken. I don't have any money. I went back down the tab. There's my bank account number for if you want to just put money today. I posted on Facebook earlier. I want Andrew Suarez to kill himself. I want Albert Suarez to kill himself. I want and Anthony Capizanas to kill himself. I want Alex Suarez to kill himself. For causing my poverty, my starvation, my loneliness. For getting in the way of my motherhood. For getting in the way of my dating life. They're disgusting. They don't understand what being a woman is. They don't understand what being a man is. They understand Catholicism. They want to assign one person to a person in marriage as if having sex with more people is dirty, it's disgusting. So it literally prostitutes itself. It uses drugs just to have like plenty of penises around it. It rapes. It's so disgusting. It basura. It's materialistic as fuck. The largest building in Puerto Rico for a moment was the Catholic Church, so they're like, wow, that's what everyone should follow. That's not a sign of wealth. The largest building in a place isn't necessarily a sign of wealth. Es brutal. Ew, 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 ew. Wants to label everyone dumb unless they get a college degree. Doesn't understand that universities were created after people were praised and philosophies were established. Son basura. What else? I'm bored. Anyone is less than because the person didn't attend college and didn't treat someone better because the person attended college, unfortunately. But they explained at a young age that formal education, such as college and university, was created after people had already been praised for the philosophy, lifestyles, and inventions. It doesn't get that but he only wants to see like money, like a little sign, a dollar sign on one. And then he has followers too. Esta basura cuero, dame un asco. You can decapitate yourself, sorry. Violado a Fraile, ¿cuántas veces ha violado a Richie Hill? ¿Cuántas veces ha violado a Jorge Vilés? Stealing my money, getting in the way of me receiving money, stealing my vehicles and staying in my homes without my permission. Este tipo un cuero asqueroso. He's trying to rape me, isn't he? You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, pero una cuero asquerosa trying to put me on a wheelchair. Trying to hurt me, to bathe me and rape me when that's already been established that Javier Villarreal decades ago. Can do with my body what he pleases as long as it's healthy, and he already knows that my siblings aren't allowed to be near me. That won't change ever. What else? 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 They're disgusting. Una puerca. She's trying to traffic me into poverty. And so that I move back with my dad. For Andrew and Albert, basura, asquerosidad, Alex, cuero, Andrew, pendejo, asqueroso. And for her to be out and about with them, as la mistress porque la mistress por el culo, gente. La mistress, she wants that ad out there. Que ella coge por el culo. Who doesn't? Ew, 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 ew. Then Rascal, they think that they're so special. But it's because she's an illegal prostitute, so that's how she advertises her services. I don't get it. Like, doesn't everyone think in the house? People like she's explicitly trying to rape you by saying that, or she can entice you. And she's an illegal prostitute. So that's why they keep repeating it, that they take it in their house. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 so gross. I'm bored. You can copy the Antonio Capisano, you can copy the Andres Suarez, you can copy the Albert Suarez, you can copy the Alex Suarez, you can copy the 9 years younger me if he's stealing from me, trying to rape me. That's in the way of me receiving money. Steals my money, pays people to illegally misrepresent me. They're disgusting. You can copy the Ginny Janari, Lorenzo Suarez, you can copy the Lorenzo Acevedo, you can copy the Yolanda Suarez, Lorenzo Santiago Napoli. Gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. I'm born. I got a cup. I don't think there was one. Not HEV, so now I'm doing this thing. I need to clean my apartment today. Kind of excited. Also because it's a lot sunnier than it was yesterday for the moment. There's no my account number for if you want to get some money. I have a GoFundMe campaign. I'm bored. It's gofundme.com/. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate when it gets in the way and receive money. You can decapitate Rivera. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Lorenzo sons that rape me and steal my money to get in the way. Actually harass me. So Friday, July 25, our libraries will be open from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Season says, I don't like liars in my life. I'm overlooking every for a date. I'm never desperate for a date. Anyways, I love myself. I love my me time. Though he's a dumb, he doesn't know how to gauge intelligence. And he's always thinking so that my dick can be available to people. How can I ruin everyone else's chances? It's disgusting. They're trying to attract people dumber than them. I don't know if it for them to rape and for them to extort money out of. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. You can decapitate Sonia Vero Chapman. I'll testify in court if I have to. I'll tell the reality shows. I'm more. In the meantime, Friday's fat. I want to see him. Dinner he and I like marathon dinner a while ago. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. So I'm tagging the FBI, the Interpol, the Justice Department, the Marines in the United States as well. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security, the International Criminal Court. All teenage and the ladies jumps on Andrew's like, dick and says, I don't care how fun this is. I'm the prettiest of them all. He's like, oh yeah, baby. You're gonna be the prettiest of them all when they kill you. That's what they do in the video that they record about themselves trying to terrorize me. I would die of a heart attack laughing because if I saw the basura that he records, he can try to get me jealous of what he does with putting his penis in places and stealing from me. It's unhealthy as fuck. It's immature as fuck. Unas con fuera. I'm not the marriage type anyway. I'm polyamorous and he's trying to kill his brother so that he could get the wedding with me. Yeah. Over to my phone. Oh, when it's like charged really good. My phone, so I can listen to music on Pandora while I clean. Anyway, you can decide because you need another year. So steals from me, stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles, rapes my crushes, gets in the way of me receiving money. She's raped my husband. I don't know her. I think on the store because they don't drug me while she raped me. And done them whatever. Raped me with her, they drugged me. They're disgusting. They're so gross. You can decapitate them, then I can live without if he's a victim. I don't want him in my life ever. I've never thought of pursuing him. I don't like that environment around my children. Edgar and I discussed it as Edgar be my main bitch, my only one main bitch ever. Um, what about gender? He's like, what about it? So he reads my body language. Oh, what was this first final? And he said, like, you and I don't want that environment for our baby. So I don't suggest you pursue him. By that time in 2004, Fraile ya me había dicho, pues me voy para el cuarto de Jenny Tendaliris. She's always available. Jenny Tendaliris, who has raped me, steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, stays in my homes without my permission to rape my curses. So I disqualify him immediately as a fuck buddy. It's not worth it to me. They know that one of the victims down, they're like, whatever. Not somebody know. They just are looking after semen out of their penis. Come out, they're disgusting. They're disgusting. Oh, is that the joke? If Fraile que todavía no ha madurado y no piensa madurar is here que promoting sexiness and baby relationship and polyamory and orgies and target budget y él no sabe lo que es eso todavía. Ni va a aprender based on his demeanor. Some people may catalog him like that. Richie, I don't want to pursue either. I'll fuck him once. If he becomes available, look at what is an uncircumcised. What else? What else? What else? What else? Yesenia Ramirez, who steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my home, steals my vehicles. He's like, I'm having a great time with Yesenia. Ramirez not inside her bedroom. I'll propose to you, Arlene. That's not a proposal. So gross. Amor. Amor, you can decapito Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. I've tagged the FBI, Interpol, the Justice Department, and the Coast, the Marines in the United States, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, and the International Criminal Court. These individuals have been raping for decades now. Serafin Lorenzo, who possibly says, I'm so sorry to starve her. Not on purpose, but so that he speaks up to the abuse publicly. Hopefully, these people get the death penalty, or it's a PSA for them to stop raping. They stole my money, they steal my money, they get in the way by receiving money. They steal my vehicles and they steal my home, and then they show up to orgies where Serafin Lorenzo is much older than me, and Jesus Wilson Lorenzo aren't, and then they feel raped by these leeches at an orgy. They've been told to stop decades ago. They're like, you need to stop your abusive behavior towards people. That's when you see a red light while driving. For a while, people had to be like PSA if you see him out in a black BMW por ahí corriendo, mandado, manejando, sin parar, en una luz roja que estaba envenenado, endiablado con la gente que le han dicho to stop his rude behavior, his grossness. Literally, people were like, what? Like, he really is not stopping a red light? I don't want to be in the vehicle with someone like that either. I don't want to get pregnant. Everybody's this leash basura ignorante. I won't ever have sex with it, not even with a condom. There's always a risk of somebody getting pregnant. Ew, ew, ew. I want this woman. I want her helpless. And the driver said to him in my bedroom that his parents are trying to kill her. That was a lie. It was Andrew trying to kill me, and whoever this was like, kill her. Kill her. That's not a man either. They're disgusting. They've been raping Richie for how many years? They've been raping Jorge Habidas for how many years? They rape El Fraile for how many years? They're stupid. I don't want them in my life. They're not worth my time ever. He's gonna get race at 18. Do I have money for coffee? I'm bored. I'm bored. Let's get 10 minutes today. You're gonna top potatoes. Ahora soto rosa that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money. They rape my crushes, they're so gross. I'm bored. The sister. What else I know? The sister sends me pictures of lingerie. The sister dances for me naked on her bed. Oh my god, I don't want to do that for me. Ew. My siblings are fuck buddy material. And especially when I'm available. Like, I'm available. I could have been dancing for him naked had he been a man. Or sending him pictures of lingerie. But he had a camera I could borrow. I got my own. I was even like, what do you suggest for vagina pictures? Polaroid or Kodak or Nikon? What's the other brand that I was thinking that's from Spain? And it is a mystery. It's like, Polaroid is the top. Or you can have them revelado with that person in Pueblo. It's like so much trustworthy that we laugh like we would probably share it with everyone, make a copy of some people's pictures or maybe. And then Walgreens had those machines where one can print one's pictures without their needing someone to be present, but the sometimes when it's like picking up the pictures, they sometimes go through them. Whatever, they're not. I mean, to me. All my siblings were dancing for him, and he was taking them out and sending him pictures. I could have done that if I wanted to. I don't want to pursue it. I don't want it in my life ever. It's not a man. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm not even coffee later. And razors. What else? Starving. I don't even know for food. I ordered food for myself today. They don't understand how love, respect works. So they're like, deja que vea Richie. Va a llorar. They think they live in a telenovela. Va a llorar todos los años. Que novio Richie va a averiguar, chicas y chicos, que Richie estaba haciendo todos estos años sin ella. Richie, who? I don't find them to be confident. They're disgusting. They steal from one, they get in the way of one rest of the money. They steal one home and they want to claim that one isn't confident. They're basura, there's laws that keep HEB safe for all of us selling food and not shit like he wants to. For real, true story. If we're up to him, HEB would be selling shit just for him to show how powerful he is. He isn't, he's a terrorist. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Anyway, I'm financially stable. I plan to invite Edgar on and Coral Cruise. Ideally with Jake and Mommy. So that he and I can eat pizza. Possibly spend some of that trust money that we haven't already. And then I'm open to the possibility to have group sex with Edgar. Like I've always been, like I've been on my way to a show with Edgar. Holding him and wearing him. Not that specific, like maybe if we were headed to a show and we were available, us seven, you were busy. What else? What else? You were at a show. What else? Or like some people, one has reservations at a restaurant too. It's like, look who showed up. And I already have plans for later. Or is tonight the night? Maybe I'm gonna get pregnant tonight. Maybe I wanna get pregnant tonight. So no. What else? I've only had one significant other. It's like your windows cut it off. What else? I need to wash my hands. What else? I'm bored. Something might go fun making back to people. I'm always somewhere on Instagram. Like literally, I always celebrate on Instagram. Or if they don't get it, this isn't like rehabilitation. This isn't I was a bad mom. Ese tipo has fama already of being asqueroso, a gaslighter, cuero, basura. He thought that people were gonna comment and say, but we want shit to be sold at HEB and he would get supporters. What else? What else? What else? What else? They don't know that this is almost like a trial ish. Informally, but not as informal, possibly. Hopefully. Well, I don't get inconvenienced with having to be in court on Monday at 9. I can just report like naturally what I remember. Like I didn't remember them then on a Thursday during 4 hours. And he wants to violate my rights that I testify against him, most likely with a judge telling me to be there at a certain time in court, and the judge is at risk of me killing it in self-defense with such low conditions that I'm living in right now, with a judge telling me you need to be here by this time. I've been told decades ago FBI agents would visit my grandparents' home to gauge like how am I doing. They would visit my parents' home just to gauge how am I doing and then report back to the FBI. I've heard. I don't know. Judges have visited my parents' home informally, I've heard. I wouldn't say formally, but possibly formally because I'm actively pursuing the death penalty for these people every day. For stealing from me, for getting in the way of me receiving money, for stealing my vehicles and my homes, raping my crushes, and causing my forced celibacy. They're disgusting. They're terrorists. They want to be bigots and say she didn't have a side of grandparents. She needs, she needs, what is her word? What is the, what is it that they, it's so overplayed that they use it. Like she needs education. There's another term. So is he like a Cottonwood Canyon with his buddies and saying he needs to be reprimanded for her bad behavior? No, but I can't get to her as if he's married to me and I don't even know him. They're disgusting. They're so gross. I'm born. So, do they go on Chris Appleton one? How many comments does he have on this video? Oh, 232. So, what they do is these people, they go and they're like, Christine Bernardo, let me rape you. Mariam Ross, let me help you. Let me help you with that. And then they mean, let me rape you. Roca Beauty, I'm gonna rape you over that comment alone because it makes me angry. Chris Appleton, like, what is noise? ¿Ustedes vieron eso? Le contestó esa persona. Anyways, Doris, by whatever your name, I'm gonna rape you one day. They want to take me out of context too and send these videos to people like, Ali's a terrorist. She said that she wants to rape me. Anyways, so they thought that like just like this. What else? 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 So they'll be like, well, I'm Christine, I am raping. J-Lo the Queen, I'm raping too. Lino J Lover, I'm raping too. What else? 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 Maurice 86, I'm raping too. I didn't know to say the name out loud, but I'm raping too. So they thought that just like these people have comments, that I would have like fans. This isn't a fandom situation. My dad said to me decades ago that I would, unbeknownst to me due to my amnesia, most likely are the people that steal from me, that get in the way of receiving money, that save my homes without my permission, that have raped me. To Facebook. Well, seek the death penalty for them. Well, giving them opportunity to rehabilitate themselves if they want to. I mean, habilitate themselves if they want to. But I won't ever seek their progress. I don't want to know. Yeah, I find them deplorable. They're so gross. They're stalkers. They think that we live together. They're so gross. They don't understand boundaries. They don't understand walls even. They're stupid. They're stupid. So everyone is dating. They want a fair chance to it, and they want to steal it from one because that takes such bad. Arlene, mujer, no. Es cuero, es basura, pero que se mate, güey. Si no se ha matado todavía. No, Harry won't like Moses. Gente, esa gente son tan jíbaros de Hagoi chiquito. And they see very rich. How can we attract them to date them? So this is them. This is the royal family, and these are my relatives who are for the most part rapists, murderers. Instead of behaving like equal humanity, they're embarrassing themselves. Anyways, I'm gonna work on that right now. What else? 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 I want coffee or pizza. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate even if Lorenzo Acevedo that steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my vehicle, steals my homes, writes my crushes, and thinks that they're gonna put me in a wheelchair for her to rape me or to even hug me. Uy, yo no quiero un abrazo de esos, es un asco. Es una basura. She's trying to put me on a wheelchair, trying to bathe me and rape me. She's disgusting. When I already have a directive, most likely. Then Javier Villarreal can do whatever he wants with my body, as long as it's legal. And for the betterment of my health, JK Money can also pick the best care for myself. I've already asked him, like, if I'm ever in an accident and need to be in a facility, it has to be like a really nice facility. What else? 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 I'm bored. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo that's trying to lure me in by stealing from me, getting in the way of receiving money. So tell me cuántas veces se lo mamó a Andrew y yo no, porque ella lo violó. She gets in the way of me receiving money, stays in my homes with all my permission, steals my vehicles, and thinks that I cry about that. I could be reading a book right now, enjoying my life. I was born alone. My umbilical cord from my mother was cut immediately after my birth. And these people think that I'm some telenovela porn star to them. They're so disgusting. They brand people, and they're like, when does she cry that her kids are separated from her? We need a daily crying from her. She didn't have a set of grandparents while growing up. We need a daily crying from her. Dan un asco, son basura. In the meantime, I'm sending my GoFundMe campaign to people through Instagram. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? The four lead singers of Morad and or Javier Villarreal, the other guy, is the Begum. Can decide for me. Might care if I'm ever incapacitated. What else? 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 I'm a victim of a hate crime. Mostly everyone in my family of origins are rapists, murderers, thief. Leech basura, quiero saber. That I don't ever want near me. What else? 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 Lord. I'm gonna shop for La Pantera today for myself for Jaden Canoni. I'm gonna visit Jaden Canoni in Tampa next week. I have a home in Puerto Rico I wanna get to. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They don't want to admit that polyamory exists because then they would have too many parents. That's not how it works either. Es bruto, like bruto. Con capital B, capital R, capital U, capital T, capital O. It's bruto. Doesn't want to admit that polyamory exists so that he doesn't have to admit that he has many parents. No one does if they don't want to. That's such a natural statement to reject and not live by it. It's disgusting. It brands itself like a toy. It's disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. So gross. I have respect towards the people that I possibly think have had sex with my parents, or if my parents consider them significant others. But I only had one mother that he killed, thinking that I'm gonna pick a new one because he wants to observe. He's like, well, how does she behave when Gloria Nisa dies? Who will she pick as the mother? Well, I guess that polyamory then. They treat people as experiments. They're so gross. They're basura. They're disgusting. In the meantime, I'm saving this money. Did I already texted? Okay, money this morning. I need money to pay for my phone soon. He's just seeking for opportunity. When does she stop tagging the FBI? When will she stop being alive? And because she's living alone, we can be like, lonely woman, I don't know. Lonely woman, I'm a single woman that lives alone. Ready for sex when I'm financially stable. An artist, a creator, a mom. I have so many hobbies. He wants to label me as the loner to kill me. It's disgusting. As if women shouldn't live alone. Not when they have my dick. What dick? I want him to cut it off with the balls, literally, and die already. He's disgusting. He's disgusting to society. He's disgusting. What else? 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 They thought Diniz and Dalis Lorenzo Suarez thought that that model would show up and say, pero Arlene, si no lo vas a conseguir como hombre nunca, si no se tratan a los hombres. They want to try to turn me into a doormat that begs men for sex. These aren't even men. And men don't have to be begged for sex. Men do the right thing, that's it. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I just posted. What else? I just posted on Facebook. What else? I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Is it clean? How cute. What What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Who's gifting me money today? What else? How cute. What else? I'm in the United States where there's a Statue of Liberty. My name means freedom. I have freedom of speech. Y este cuero basura, just to state the obvious. I can steal from her, the police does nothing. Es bruto with capital B, capital R, capital U, capital T, capital O. It states the obvious. If I pour water on this floor, it will get wet. He thinks he's an experimenter. Porque he's not enough Laurent in Cartier. He wants to become a worker. Es un asco while trying to kill any one of us with el apellido Lorenzo. For him to be like el que le queda un poquito de Lorenzo. He's like, if I eliminate everyone with apellido Lorenzo, then I'll remain like, oh, that guy is like a little bit of Lorenzo. Ah, that's nice. Es un asco, es basura. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else can you do, right? What else can you do? I want money. I want to shop. El Anthony Capisano ese se cree que I'm going to pursue him. He said to me decades ago that he would steal my money, so I worship fashion. So I see Shakira, I'm like, but why do I have this dress? Es basura. He thinks that my silence means that I'm going to pursue him one day. Es bruto. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Also, I'm sharing this because a lot of people that I grew up around don't understand consent. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Benjamin's daughters in sons that rape me to steal my money for their sexual. They don't even know what sex is. Es un menorito asqueroso. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. What else is gifting? A random or him. Does he steal your pictures? And what else? What else? How many Facebook profiles does he have? Yeah. What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. Anyways, congratulations to Dini Janalini Sorenzo Suarez on her acquisition of that dick decades ago. She has more money than me. They steal from me. They get in the way of me receiving money. She had her own bedroom. She's a short thing orgasm, and they had her own wardrobe, and she's older than me. What the wife wants, the wife gets. So he's trying to kill me. He doesn't understand what tongue in cheek is. Nangasco, is he poor, like dead poor, and just rapes, steals, and murders because he's like really poor? Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Jimmy Zandaliri Sorenzo Suarez. That steals from me, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, rapes my crushes, gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez Sorenzo's sons that rape me, that steal my money, that steal my vehicles. No, want to kill me para que Ginny Dendaliris esté tranquila while she's sucking their dick, porque ella tiene, te perturba que yo exista. He doesn't understand how the brain works either. He doesn't understand sex addiction. He doesn't understand porn addiction. So literally, Ginger just thinks about me all day, possibly because she's addicted to trying to rape me and trying to murder me, and he facilitates that for them. He's disgusting. He's basura. Decades ago, el Anthony Capisano is, and Albert said to me, Arlene, those are our wives. Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo was one of them, bullying me in kindergarten, and he's like, I'm gonna kill you because she sucks my dick last night in her bedroom, and today she's gonna be sucking my dick in her bedroom. They don't understand what marriage is. They're disgusting. They're basura. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. In the meantime, I've been posting on Facebook right now. He, if he stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way. Javier Villarreal may not be who what is that? Afterlife care for Jada and Kehlani. Look at these people want to know everything. They're after my money. They're drug addicts. I've heard. They're rape. What else? 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 I'm bored. I don't want them in my life ever. I don't need. Anyways, my video stopped. What else? 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 I'm bored. I just posted on Facebook. What else? 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 I just stay at the Grand Hyatt today when I watch TV. Watch shows today. I'm bored. What else? I'm bored. And when I'm bored, I don't look into like, so what is he doing? En Cabo Rojo, en la playa ahora mismo, chica, que Freddy Chibi también. Pero cuéntenme. Alguien que me lleve Snapchat de él sin que él se entere que soy yo para ver lo que él hace. Le hizo amor a una negra. ¿Qué más hizo él? Fue al norte. Y yo aquí sin dinero y sin haber mamado PNU y sin ver de Kehlani. Y él tiene esa vida con dinero que me roba, chicas. El tipo bruto es una vergüenza, una asquerosidad. Es un asco. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me to steal my money. They steal my vehicles. They steal my homes. I have electricity bill that I need to pay. What else? 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 It's the thing live. Who said they want to need your penis? Here's Appleton 3. She doesn't need your penis. Esto es un cuero, es un ñoño, es after chisme all the time. Da un asco, se cree que la vida es como una telenovela. Es bruto, un puerco. I don't ever want it near me. What else? What else? What else? What else? It violates rights. In the meantime, I want to clean my apartment when my phone is fully charged. I'm bored. Did we? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to receive money today to pay home to my GoFundMe campaign through my bank account in person if I trust you. You can decapitate Benjamin Citizens, the sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receive money, that steal my vehicles. This isn't a way to pursue a person. This isn't a way for conversation. This isn't my style. I'm not compatible with this person. I hope it dies. Already has been gaslighting and hurting me with qué bueno que te quitaron a tu hijo y a tu hija. Y qué mala madre eres when this leech doesn't even know me. Es un cuero asqueroso, una basura. I don't ever want him near me. It just becomes a toy. As in sex, if he wants to be available. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Hacer un Eiffel Tower con un fraile or become available for the just for the experience of it, just for the heck of it. But I'm not pursuing any of these people. They're not worth it. They're always after la Jimmy Gendaliris que lo tiene todo porque me lo roba todo. Yo siendo una ñoña. Da un asco. Esa tipa es una cuero asquerosa que me ha violado y que me roba mi dinero and stays in my homes with all my permissions, trying to rape Jaden, trying to rape Kinglani, es una cuero asquerosa basura. And todo roba todo to rape my crushes. They're disgusting. They're so dumb. Ew, 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 ew. Disgusting. You can decapitate y ni extendido los sociales que lo que quiere verme llorando en el internet que no tengo algo. And that I miss my children. They're not sexy, son las cuero asquerosa. They're so unsexy, they've killed millions of people trying to rape me. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. I need to see her fifth leather look with what they steal from me. I'm bored. That's what he's after. Starving me on purpose to show me videos and pictures of her seventh leather look with the money that they steal from me. They're ignorant. They're so gross. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. I've tagged the FBI, Interpol, the Justice Department, the Marines, the U.S. Department of Homeland Security, as well as the International Criminal Court. They're snoopers because they don't have any talent and they don't want to be ever in my life, and I don't want them in my life. They just want to know, but will she wear leather? Will she create an outrage and be like, oh no, people didn't wear leather? Él es bruto. Él es un asco, es una basura. I want to be shopping with Jaden Kinglani today. I need money. ASAP. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They thought that I would be fighting over penis and vagina. They're so low class. Basura, son un asco. They're embarrassing. Ew, 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 ew. What do I want? A waffle. Anyways, have you ever tried I can do whatever I want with my body as long as it's legal and for the better of my health? If I'm incapacitated. Does he go on to tell people this is why I starve her, que Javier haga algo con ella, as if Javier is my owner? That basura, that girl, still. Fool, they're disgusting. Ellos se invitaron a un sleepover conmigo that I'm never gonna host. It's like if I would say right now, I want Chris Appleton to take me tomorrow to Chick-fil-A. Oh, not today. Chick-fil-A has closed. Isn't Chick-fil-A closed today? I want Chris Appleton to take me to Chick-fil-A today. Then it's closed. Or I won't ever talk to him again. Someday it's impossible to make it happen. Okay, if it's in their mind, then who needed to host it? Not like this girl's so rich. We're gonna be like in sleepovers, and there's gonna be caviar everywhere. Without me liking caviar and me ever wanting to host it with caviar. Ew, 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 ew. They're stupid. They're so gross. Uno de ellos, la verdad, esa basura licha asquerosidad. After he told me that Yesenia Ramirez could bully me because that's the wife. Found out that my dad gave me $5 for one nusita, which was what, like 10 to 25 cents. Showed up to my parents' home. Ew. And suddenly you could have hosted me with those $5. You could have bought me a nusita. I don't want to. El que invita paga y ya. You have to. If you want to spend time with someone, you have to host it, and it's not like a person taking advantage of you. It's like sometimes one doesn't want to become available, but or come and beat them. I'm like, okay. And it isn't to make a person pay for one because then one may just put the bill in the moment and be like, I'll pay this time. Thanks for inviting me. They're disgusting. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. I'm listening just because I'm quiet doesn't mean that I'm agreeing with what they say. What else? What else? What else? He then proposed like a Catholic marriage to me before and wanted to move to the United States with me. I'm not his way out of illegal prostitution. He needs to have self control and not see that he ja. They want to take one hostage like a life coach. Like, give me good sex and then I'll take you like a slave every day. And then I'll stop using illegal prostitute. No fucking kidding me. While using my vagina and raping me, because that's rape. They want to take one hostage to let go of the illegal prostitution that they seek. Son brutos. Son un asco. Ew, ew, ew. I don't want them in my life ever. In the meantime, I'm asking for people to give me money in person to PayPal so that my girlfriend even pay. I want to shop at Nordstrom tomorrow. I want to shop at Gap tomorrow, possibly. Make pizza later while I have coffee. I'm bored. I'm bored. He wants to try to force me to be a part of his tribe of rapists, murderers, and thieves because he thinks that it would be much easier if I don't behave well for everyone to get along. He's stupid. He's tried to take me hostage. Hasn't he recently? To for me to kill like the person from the FBI that's in charge, so the FBI goes away. The FBI won't go away if the person in charge gets killed. They'll just replace it. Brutal. It has like all of these fantasies of how he could have gotten this planet to be better when he's the problem. It's brutal. Ew, ew, ew. These rape victims that then they want to kill everyone inside are so gross. They're murderers by nature, people say, when they're rape victims and then they want to kill everyone inside. Even if it's innocent, they're murderers by nature. They're so gross. In the meantime, Miss Data, Miss Kaimani. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm born. Who is Henry Jimenez? Oh, that's a cute picture. What else? What else? What else? What else? Who is this? This is really pretty. That's really cute. Anyways, working on my body though. That's really pretty. Oh, then what else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Oh, and there I just saved that. That's so relatable too. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Very relatable too. This kid is cute. Ish. In person is that one. So it's like, what's his personality? What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Anyways, it thinks it's Catholic, and then it rapes, murders, and steals because what if sucking dick is punishable after my death? There's no such thing as the afterlife. Disgusting. They cause havoc on earth. People say so dumb. ¿A qué le está pidiendo el pene ahora mismo? Al Henry ese, si no lo conoce already. Pero no saca tiempo para devolverme lo que me roban. They're disgusting. I'm bored. I'm bored. Who's gifting me money to pay? I'm shocked. I have $7. Why have pizza? Most likely. Or coffee. Later. Anyways, in case of a injury, well, need care. Have you ever realized who can do with my body as he pleases as long as it's legal? I don't have a next of kin. I didn't have children back then when I made that decision, and I wouldn't ever want to overwhelm Jada and Kaylani to be taking care of me if needed. That's up to their disposition. They may have a concert they want to attend that they don't want to miss, and that's very understandable. Their self care is important, not like taking care of me. What this wants to do is turn me into paraplegica so that my kids take care of me as if I'm a doll. Because it says, like, well, if I can't do it, then someone needs to do it. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. It's always trying to turn me into paraplegica so that someone has to treat me like a doll. It's caused my health to decline in the past 15 years by having raped me, terrorized me decades ago. It steals my money. It has drugged me and raped me with people that I don't ever want to have sex with. It thinks it's my owner. It's so gross. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, ew, ew. What else? 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 I've only had one significant other, and that's a Germanios Carrero, who I had babies with. That's it. And I've never had sex with a woman. When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel, plan and meet people, ideally polyamorous men. I'm excited about that. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. Anyways, I keep doing this. How many users are there on Instagram? You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Jennifer Mari Vasquez. You can decapitate Angela Jobs. That's trying to put me on a wheelchair for her to be the hot girl on Tinder. They're disgusting. They don't understand manners. You can decapitate everyone that steals from me, gets in the way of your saying that he stays in my home without my permission, steals my vehicles with the purpose that I fall in love with someone. For them to be like, I'm a better catch, I'm available for it, and earning instead. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Now they converge. Fabricio de la basura de que no le va a gustar, no la va a querer. They're playing Barbies with real life people. They're so gross. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm gonna get in a bubble bath today. It was gifting me money. I'm bored. If I don't even want to see his dick ever, why would I want to know, like, if I'm attracted to Meghan Markle or La Angelica Esa or who else is it, Devon Lee Carson, to let him know? Esas cosas se dejan saber así through a message. Hey, by the way, I saw Meghan Markle. I know how to get their phone number. I know who their dad is. I can even try to get it through my siblings or my own parents. And I would have been like, ooh, Megan's hot. Let's have a threesome when you're both available, if she's available. He's trafficked me into poverty, starvation, my children dating Kilani being separated from me, homelessness, my health decline, like almost without breath, because he's a porn addict. He's so disgusting. To find out if I would have a threesome with Meghan Markle, la Angelica esa from Angelica Fix. Or Devon Lee Carson, qué asco. I don't even want to have sex with him. They're disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. If I wanted to talk to him, I know how to find him. What else? 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 I'm born. See, I tagged him on this post. I want him to kill himself for stealing from me, for getting in the way of me receiving money and stealing my money, and having raped me, and causing my starvation, causing my homelessness, causing Jada and Kelani to be separated from me. So when I need to say something to him, and I know how to find him, I talk to him. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Can I get a bagel with cream cheese? Should I get coffee and pizza? How much did that cost yesterday? I'm gonna treat myself to that after I clean my apartment at Central. Oh, but I need razors. Toddler with chump change. Es un cuero, es lo peor que hay en este planeta. I don't want it in my life. In the meantime, he's raped Richie. And then caused my poverty, my starvation. Richie as an adult seemed like a great coach. Didn't bring up the Senor Ramiro Lorenzo again. So still has a chance. Porque according to him, I'm his favorite. And I didn't go on to pursue these leeches and be like Richie said, I'm his favorite. I have many favorites. My baby's dad is my favorite too some days. What else? 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 He may be laughing and say not my favorite. My favorite to fuck around with and kill him. What else? 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 Hopefully he's alive and they didn't kill him just to make me feel guilty that I didn't illegally prostitute myself to be in a relationship with him. They're capable of starving him. El Anthony Capisano ese said to me decades ago that he would have a vehicle run over him. I don't know if that was Richie trying to remind me of their presence, like they're still alive. Seek the death penalty publicly for them already, trying to get me in bed with the wrong people. Or, girl, he's making my life miserable. Kill him already. What else? 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 You can decapitate Jennifer Marie Vasquez that stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. When she was 18, she was cataloged as, what is it? A chimp driving Arlene's vehicle that Jennifer steals from Arlene. They're disgusting. They're so gross. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Gendaliris Lorenzo Suarez, but se cree que se va a reír de mí. Or that I'll allow that. So basically, that el Andrew ese todavía say they need to confer. Porque he wants to see who is weakest that will kill itself. They need to confer. Como si fueran pigs, gallina, perro. Okay, he just puts people to fight and they have no control of their environment ever. They need to confer, they need to confer, they need to confer. No es un chamán, eso no existe. Human rights have existed for how long? Did my parents have it written? Because now that you all can read. What else? 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 Anyways, Magnum, gente, Magnum. Eso nos llevó a la tumba. But have you seen how tall that kid is? So there is no correlation of me being in group chats where I'll be like, oh, you're Magnum. What else? What else? What else? That's just how that doesn't mean it moves it better than anyone moves it, just as well as everyone else that has been in me. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. I am bored. They think that one hears Magnum and they're because they're porn addicts, they're sex addicts, they're rapists, they're illegal prostitutes. They would all infilita sexual harassment with Richie lo tiene Magnum, pero yo no, pero como que ya te puedo satisfacer. La gente que yo no quiero que me hable así. Because they steal from me and they try to rape me or have raped me in the past already. What else? 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 Seriously. El nene ese que ahora se convirtió en fraile gets fat. Decades ago was in my parents' home. He's like, namaste. I'm like, oh my god, I love how he said that. There was, I don't know if it was the next day, like 6 people outside of my parents' home in Filita asking me, Barley, if we say namaste to you, you let us rape you. Ew, that defeats the whole purpose of namaste. They're disgusting. They're like, well, if I dress como el Anthony Capizano es así de express, me daría una oportunidad. What else? Si empiezo a usar pasta dental colgate y no crest, me daría una oportunidad. These people are very aggressive. They're so gross. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't want to see a fight ever again. I may want to have dinner with him. Whatever. What else? What else? When I'm financially stable. I'm no illegal prostitute, so I'm not gonna be saying, I wonder will he'll take me to dinner. It's like it's my invite, John. If I want to spend time with the person I invited. It's that simple. Only these people that are illegal prostitutes are like, el hombre que paga o la mujer que paga. Eso hits up el Andrew. I don't know if I remember specifically, but the way that he hit me for that, no see that once, possibly. Y Alex, they're like, esta cobra los a 15:30. So that's why they try for people to make their, what is it? Their finances public. That's why I'm fundraising while having no money publicly, because they won't want to be after my money or whoever it is that gives me money. So if Leo de Lozan gives me money and it's made public, he's gonna go on and say, "Well, give me some money too," or "Why did you give her money?" or "Let me rape you, Leo." What else? What else? What else? What else? Speaking of Leo, what is his name? Another one that they raped. Leo El Capitan. Essex, what's his name? I can't remember his last name. Gives the best hugs. Is so tall too, so pretty. They steal my homes, they get in the way of receiving money, and then they introduce people to me for me to have group sex with them. I'm like, no, I don't take that kid. So it drug me and it had me rape those kids. They hate me. Platinum hair hates me, so does Milwaukee. What else? What else? What else? And then they seek whoever's available that's an illegal prostitute that steals from me just to rape it. And they're like, whatever. Deplorable. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. I realize how much did I pay for my coffee? Wait, guys. 6:02. I may be able to buy razors for me to shave. I need to clean my apartment. I need this to charge. I need to leave possibly right around 3 so I can clean my apartment. I'm in a really good mood today. And I think they're doing that pest control thing tomorrow. And I need to stay because I don't have my key. So I don't want them to lock my apartment. They make it seem as if living alone is such a hassle. The lonely girls don't survive. Even something that girls without a set of grandparents are at risk of dying. It's like, well, I'll kill it. El bruto es un asco. What else? It thinks I'm in love with its dad. Just because I was at family orgies when I was a little kid, I don't even consider becoming attractive anymore for me to have sex with for decades already, possibly since the age of 3. What else? 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 I'm just brutal. It just makes assumptions. It already has people that it fucks consistently, a significant other that it loves, it can't live without. And then everyone else is just like, get out of my way, get out of my way, without one even pursuing it. With one just existing or being like, it's a pretty guy, I fucked it. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. So do they confirm? They're like, guys, but what did we do wrong? Ella todavía lleva ahí pidiendo dinero. Y ya vio a Richie, no se casó con él, vio al fraile, no le está ahora mismo en la iglesia. Vio a mi hermano y no le pidió que se case con ella o se mude con ella para que le pague los biles. They think they can predict that one is going to do what they want for one to do so that they don't get the death penalty. Well, this is my face and this is their fist. You can decapitate Dyson, seriously. Eso tipo una puerca se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso y todo. I would become best friends, start rubbing my titties with her now that I'm a single mother without my kids and I have all the time to waste. Y hoy le iba a quitar el esposo también porque paycheck. They're disgusting. They play out all scenarios of how this could happen. Hopefully him dead immediately. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Megan Torres. I'm seeking the death penalty for them. We're not friends. Yeah. What else? What else? What else? What else? They're just illegal hookers that stay in my homes without my permission, steal my vehicles, and get in the way of receiving money. They show up to stalk me so I can't seek help from the police. He thinks that I'll befriend them. He's possibly masturbating to the thought of, like, wow, I made my post public. It's like, ahora se está bañando con Dina, se está bañando con Megan. They're disgusting. They think that they're gonna get praise. Like, wow, that sounds like such a great porn line, dude. Even with that body, Dios mío, those Ray-Bans. Así quitarse. Se cree que la gente is gonna participate. Look at what they're after decades ago. They thought that I agreed to participate with this when I say I won't, and I ignore them. They want to tell me who puede ir a la iglesia Guadalupe Shrine Church. Some people even apply for the secretary job just to get the password there for the Wi-Fi. And they want to be like, well. Si yo tengo el password allí de la Guadalupe Shrine Church, does that mean que el fraile está casado conmigo? No. Porque es como la casa de él y mía. They're playing Barbies with real life people. They're disgusting. The rape, the theft towards me is real. The genocide towards me is real. Dan un asco. So ya ella que están aparecido allí sola y they're like, I'm not poor. Si me pongo una gorra, nadie me reconoce. And they want to tell me, mira mi amiga con el fraile aquí, me tiró una foto, nena, yo tengo dinero. So yo llegué, mi amor, mira, yo tengo una fotita aquí. Y tú pendejeando, lo llevaré a comer o no, lo llevaré a comer o no. They're disgusting. In the meantime, this is my priority. I want to visit them in Tampa next week. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my homelessness. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my homelessness. El Antonio Capisano is just looking for me to look as less than so that it looks like I've worked. So there's a badge out there. I have resumes out there. And people are like, if there's a Chris Appleton fifth out there and goes like, oh, she worked. I don't want her. That won't hurt my feelings. He doesn't understand that he's a sex addict. He's a porn addict. So he doesn't know how to handle rejection. So he thinks that all of us mortals are the same way. It's disgusting. Eso peor que un niño chiquito es una basura. Una asquerosidad. In the meantime, what else? I'm seeking the death penalty for Ginny Gendaliris and Lorenzo Suarez. I'm seeking the death penalty for Evelyn Lorenzo Acevedo, una cuerosa basura. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo, rapes my crushes. He's trying to put me on a wheelchair, trying to bait me and rape me. When Javier Villarreal has control to do with my body as he wishes, as long as it's healthy for the better of my health. So does the four lead singers of Morat, and I don't want my siblings here. I think I put it in writing decades ago already. And that doesn't change just because we could be at a mall right next to each other. So the fact that I had them as Facebook friends doesn't imply that they can now bait me and rape me. They're disgusting. What else? You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. Este tipo es un porco asqueroso. This gets off with, look at her, she's like Miss Universe, literally. Y mira cómo la tratan los hombres. Ew, that's what he encourages people to do. They're disgusting. They work together. He thinks that while I'm talking to him, like, so androgyny gendality, basura, marileche, barriga, asquerosidad, behind the scenes, encouraging him also to bully me and sexually harass me. I stay to myself. I don't have friends on purpose. So I don't need to be conferring with these people every day and be like, don't have a hate crime towards me. Ezio, ¿cómo está tanto tiempo? Tú no me irás a sexually harass un día por Facebook, ¿verdad? Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. Stalk me para que yo me recuerde que Richie exists. I don't pursue people like that. Ever. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Believe Lorenzo Acevedo's trying to rape me, trying to put me on a wheelchair to bathe me. She's trying to traffic me into my dad's home now that she's killed Gloria Nirsa. For Andrew, Albert, Leach, Alex, Basura, y Anthony Capizano, esa asquerosidad to rape me. For her to be out about la playa porque la mistress no lo coge. En la arena, mente, un BMW robado. Mientras me roban las casas. I have to describe the videos that I think Andrew recorded of how he steals from me, how he rapes my crushes, and how he partakes with my siblings into raping people and stealing from me, thinking that I'm gonna cry and be like, what I want that thing. It's unhealthy, I've heard. Some people are like, coño, I didn't get laid in this pendejo puero asqueroso is so he can brave to show me videos of how he steals from me. So that's what hurts. Like I didn't get penis. I could be like with a really nice guy right now on a date, and this photo just took me hostage to show me what he does with the money that he steals from me. You can decapitate my only significant other. He knew that he would take that risk, marry me or being with me. I'm willing to seek the death penalty for anyone that is hurtful to me. You can decapitate Edgar Munoz Carrera. That steals from me, that steals from Dana, that steals from King Lonias, calls me to work. I don't want to work. You can decapitate Edgar Munoz Carrera. That steals from me, steals from Dana, steals from King Loni. That has caused for me to not have Dana and King Loni with me. You can decapitate Rosaura Soto Rosa, so no acuerdo. She's no globetrotter. She's disgusting. They stole my money to date them decades ago, and then they took her out and about, bragging that they did it. They did it. Every guy that supposedly I liked, he got to be polyamorous with Rosaura Soto Rosa. And they traveled all the planet with the money that they steal from me. They're disgusting. Esa tipa cuero basura, she rapes my crushes, so she's like, she can't be out at restaurants, and then she'll find them. They kill her vagina and dick. They're disgusting. Esa tipa wasn't even born when that happened. She goes on to people like, Arlene and Jalad. Dantel whore that I'm never pursuing. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Edgar Munoz Carrero, steals from me, steals from Jaden, steals from Kaylani. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves Vargas. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Jose Rivera. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo. Sa tipo una puerca. After my generational wealth, they behave like head honchos de ella. We must kill Arlene para que Madeline tenga dinero y me dé a cut of it. Porque esa es la que le envía the go-to girl for vagina pictures. I'm sorry. The go-to girl for vagina pictures. Does she fake a relationship still with David Ledesma after my vagina pictures? They're called blockers. Does she rape Gucci Hill still? Does she rape Pornabulance still? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They're disgusting. They're basura. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas, una puerca stalker, basura, leech, asquerosidad. They want to do the script of if you were world leader, little babies wouldn't be dying. People like me could have babies. I can't fix her brain for her. They're disgusting. They have a premeditated script to try to get me to kill myself. Such as, haha, your hair going green. I'm 45 years old, so this is pretty much natural. A little bit distressful for my liking, too. They want to show me how they know a 45-year-old without ganas. Berenice es tía que se lo mama él. Ideally. Who? They're disgusting. I don't want them in my life. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo that steals from me, stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of my receiving money. I'm misstating, I'm asking money. I'm misstating, I'm asking money. You can decapitate Guillermo Guerrero, steals from me, steals from Jaden, steals from Money. Causing me to be raped by Jorge Aviles, causing me to be raped by Richie Hill, causing me to be raped by David Ledesma, causing me to work at Nordstrom and being sexually harassed there by Sarah Wolves. By Sarah Francis, that Jamie girl, Kayla Barnes, Berenice Venegas. They're disgusting. Stadium is good money. He gave them up, that's fine. If he needs to give them back to me and live life, he can. He has no obligation to stay in their life. He may have other commitments that he wants to get back to. That's very understandable. I'm in stadium is good money. You can decapitate everyone that steals from me. You can decapitate everyone that stays in my homes without my permission. You can decapitate everyone that steals my money. You can decapitate everyone that steals my artwork. This leech is so basura. He goes on like, but wouldn't this water be better? But like, I'm mama el pene. Literally, does he try to reach to the screen? I've witnessed that. Them trying to reach through the screen, for example, trying to grab this water and say, I want this one that sucks my dick to have that water. She needs it. Not Arlene that doesn't suck my dick. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate everyone that's constantly Kehlani to be separated from me. You can decapitate everyone that's caused me to be poor. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. I don't need a judge to tell me to provide for my kids. He's a thief. He speaks that language very grossly, identify himself as a thief. Does he go around saying she only wants to provide for her kids because the judge ordered her to? He's a cuero asqueroso basura. Mierda, no lo quiero en mi vida nunca. He possibly rapes people violently, like where people have to like get off me. Porque not even with starvation, he'll stop getting in the way of me receiving money or give me my money back. He's disgusting. Ew, 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 ew. Todo lo que lo vio en una novela lo quiere repetir. Even if it's going to jail. Porque they're porn addicts, so they're always looking for someone. They're like, whatever. I can get people in jail to have sex with. You can decapitate everyone that's getting in the way of me having money, so I can't talk to Edgar. They're protecting Edgar's sex rhythm. They're pesters. Una basura, una asquerosidad. You can decapitate everyone that's forced me to work. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my homelessness, my starvation, my poverty, Jada and Kaylani being separated from me. It's July 6th, 2025. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money, so I can't be with Jada and Kaylani. Jada needs new glasses, and Kaylani needs OnlyFans subscriptions when she turns 18. Porque they think that people are gonna judge them. Prince Charlotte, oh, ¿tú te imaginas? Imagine pasar un Sunday dinner con esta mierda. Well, one is like enjoying dinner. They're like, Prince Charlotte, ¿tú crees que la van a dejar tener OnlyFans? So I can judge the rest of you for being on OnlyFans or having OnlyFans subscriptions. It's like all services that are legal are there for one to partake. Porn, strip clubs. I want to be this week at Sugar spanking the ladies. If there's a pretty one, only the pretty ones get a spank. But no pretty ones do have sex. Sue me if you want. What else? What else? What else? They don't be for my entertainment. Possibly because then I'll see someone will be like, bitch, I did not spank you. You're ugly. I would have remembered. But what is it they're after? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. You can decapitate everyone that's trafficked me into a homeless shelter. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo, rapes Richie Hill, rapes Ed Fraile, rapes Milwaukee, rapes Platinum Hair, rapes Jorge Avilés, is trying to get Edgar's dick permanently like married because she thinks it's domesticated. They go after that. That's why they infiltrate one's homes. Ellas se invitan sola a la casa de una bien asquerosa, bien puerca, just to observe. Le lava la ropa a uno just to sniff his underwear and my panties. I'm like, ew, just to go through labels. Joe, like, she'll be like, I'll do your laundry. I'm like, well, that's one say to them, like, ew, don't. Ew, 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 ew. And then they're like that every single piece looking at a label. Like, what, she's sniffing my underwear, his underwear too? Ew, ew, ew. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Sonia Rivera, one terrible mother. She's so gross. You can decapitate Alejandro Rian. You can decapitate whoever sent me these messages as long as it's not Jaden and Kehlani being aggressive towards me and to separate Jaden and Kehlani from me. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo. They're just gross. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden and Kehlani being abusive towards me and to separate Jaden and Kehlani from me. I witnessed that while I was growing up. You can decapitate Wilda Lorenzo. I put it in writing that she's trying to kill me because she's an illegal prostitute. She stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money. Have you seen Wilda driving? Only Arlene's BMW. She steals Arlene. They're disgusting. Ew, 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 son basura. You can decapitate Manuel Garcia Berrios. You can decapitate the Senora Ramirez Lorenzo. I hope the Senora Ramirez Lorenzo burns herself alive. You can decapitate the Senora Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate the Senora Ramirez Lorenzo. Anyways, there's so many people that have moved to Texas specifically in the past. What else? 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 Desert City. Mamá allí, gente. ¡Wow! Él la coge al hombro y se la encima y sale corriendo con ella y do like the tug of war thing. ¿Qué más hacen? ¿Qué más hacen? Y bailan en los nightclubs y entonces él por detrás y le agarra las tetas al frente de la gente, seduciendo a la gente, haciendo a la gente sentir celoso. A Alba le mama el todo a esto literalmente en la grama en cualquier esquina. What else? 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 ¿Qué cambio? I can live wherever I want. What else? What else? Dan un asco. They're disgusting. They don't understand sex. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden Kehlani being abusive towards me as to separate Jaden Kehlani from me. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money. They get in the way of me receiving money, that steal my vehicles. Their names are Andrew, Arver, Leach, Basura, Alex, El Anthony Capizano ese, da un asco. You can decapitate Mina Berrios. You can decapitate a Marilis Echevarría González. Ya el Anthony Capizano ese, decades ago, y Albert Suarez me habían dicho that this is their wife. Andrew's their pimp. And there's no room for me with that dick because this le mamó el pene la noche antes en su casa y se lo iba a mamar ese día. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate María Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa, you can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo, you can decapitate Mayra Alejandra Villarrubia, you can decapitate whoever sent me this message, as long as it's not Jaden Kingoni being abusive towards me. As to separate Jaden Kingoni from me. Was it Andrew? Was it Albert? Most likely Andrew, no? That said to me, if you seek for help online, I'm gonna become Ezio Firenze and hurt you so much. I laugh at that. You're stupid with so many names. I could be like, hey, how's your day? I was hiking in France today, type of thing, with my second cousin. Instead of this shit, he has no social skills. Es un asco. Es peor que un nene chiquito. Es una basura. Ew, 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 ew. Ew, 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 ew. Eso es un chismoso basura. Ew, ew, ew. El viola Richie. What else? What else? What else? What else? Le da mi dinero a Jimmy Jandaliri sin mi permiso. Y Jimmy Jandaliri me robó mi dinero. And he's drugged me and had her rape me. Possibly decades ago. They're disgusting. They're so gross. I'm bored. What some people are possibly in the legal system consider is like, can she handle the win? What's going to be her reaction? Is she going to be like, oh my god, I'm mighty powerful? Or I'm just a mere person seeking the death penalty through the legal system for the people that steal from her? I'm just a regular person. Like, I won't have ideas of grandiosidad over getting the death penalty for those people that steal from me because I already live like they don't exist. What else? 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 Anyways, this was discussed decades ago. Look at this basura. Andrew, Alex, El Anthony, Capisano, Ese, Albert are trying to put me on a wheelchair so that my siblings bathe me and rape me. That Javier Villarreal can decide with my body legally and healthily what to do with it if I'm ever incapacitated. And or the four lead singers of Mora. Or that guy. Bam. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. They want to make it seem like soy una ignorante. Pero nadie quiere matar a alguien porque ella está publicando eso de que Javier Villarreal. That's why it's very important that I expose them, people say. That's, to me, is a waste of my time. I'd rather be living right now. You can decapitate Ginny Jandaliris Lorenzo Suarez. You can decapitate Felipe Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Yolanda Suárez Lorenzo, una puerca asquerosa, lo viola y se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mis vehículos. She goes after who it is that I have a crush on and then rapes that person. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate whoever stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets no reimbursement money. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera trying to rape me. You can decapitate Benjamin Suarez and his sons. I need to steal my vehicles trying to facilitate Ezio Rivera sexually harassing me on the internet so I lose validity as a human. So I'm not dateable to people. I don't obsess over dating. I'm happy with my own self. Very much. I have two kids that I love being around too. So that occupies a lot of my time. I don't make myself available to date anyways because these people are always stalking me, trying to rape whoever I get in a relationship with. So I'm forced to be celibate due to these people's stupidity. They're unsexy too, so they think that they're like, okay, then guys, we need to have more sex so that she becomes sexually active. No, it's like they're disgusting. They're illegal prostitutes. They're so gross. They mock my polyamory. They mock my feelings for people. They're disgusting. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gustavo Cáceres. You can decapitate Gloria Margarita Cartagena. I don't see people and think about what penises that they've been with. They had her stalk her, so I would remember Richie. He just couldn't say hello. Ask my parents for my phone number. Ew. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. My dad, that before Richie was born, was like, you based on aesthetics, you're gonna love this one. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Evelyn Lorenzo Cervelo. You can decapitate Garminos Carrera. Steals from me, steals from Jaden, steals from Kehlani. I'll take Jaden and Kehlani to therapy if they need to be in therapy. You can decapitate Rosaura Soto Rosa, que ama basura and do a prostitute, rapist, murderer, and thief. She rapes O.J. Hill. She stays in my homes without my permission, steals my vehicles, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money. They're disgusting. They're trying to rape me. They're so gross. They want me to look bad on the internet for them to be available to people. And they surround themselves with people that may find compatibility with them. So, like right now, she could be on a cruise with someone while she steals my money from me and I'm starving. That happens. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? They want to know who will she pick to say right now she could be on a cruise to someone. Do we like that piece of shit? I thought she would pick this one. This one would have been my favorite for that statement. Why not me? I'm not good enough to be on a cruise right now while I steal from her. And she's starving. Ew, they're disgusting. All they do is complain. You can decapitate Beatriz Nieves Vargas. They're sex addicts and porn addicts. So all they do is complain. You can decapitate Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Ezio Rivera. You can decapitate Madeline Acevedo Lorenzo, rapes my crushes, steals from me, gets in the way of receiving money, she's after my generational wealth. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo that gets in the way of receiving money and kill Gloria and yourselves just to be the prettiest. What else? 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 You can decapitate Garmin Carrera, steals from me, steals from Jaden, steals from Kim. What else? I miss Taters. I'm gonna take them to the beach next week. You can decapitate Kayla Barnes. You can decapitate Sarah Francis. Literal. She's asking Andrew to kill me just so that she can step up to be a woman. And he's like, well, I have to kill her then. Ill, 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 ill. You can decapitate Berenice Venegas. You can decapitate everyone that caused it and Kalani to be separated from me, and that's caused for me to not be able to bring Kalani just yet. I'm going to take Jane and Kalani shopping today. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my anxiety, my depression, my poverty, my homelessness, my forced celibacy. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that's trying to make me look cuckoo, guys. Ooh, a psychiatrist. Oh, she go to the Looney Tune. Yeah. Next. Él vive como si tuviera una telenovela todavía asqueroso. He's like, what will her next step be? Loca cuero que se quita la ropa por las calles. Has he drugged me and had me do that? And then he records it. He's so disgusting. You can decapitate everyone that's caused dating Kehlani to be separated from me. You can decapitate everyone that gets in the way of me receiving money. You can decapitate everyone that has caused my homelessness and for Jada and Kehlani to be separated from me. I'm a woman. I don't need my babies to be separated from me. For me to get sexually aroused, this is the rapist, basura, asquerosidad that doesn't have a chance with me. Thinking that he can become my only option because he keeps my money, my personal money, to date him. He wants to control it too. He's disgusting. Ew, ew, ew. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my poverty, my anxiety, my depression, my loneliness. You can decapitate everyone that's caused my homelessness as if I'll never love again. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo is trying to put me on a wheelchair, trying to rape me. Javier Villarreal can do with my body whatever he wants as long as it's legal. And the 4 lead singers from Morat. I had made that decision decades ago. She's trying to put me into a wheelchair, trying to bait me and rape me. She takes lists still. People fall for that shit. For her to masturbate to. She may be in a group chat right now telling people que quién la va a bañar mañana. And people are like, she's not even here. They're disgusting. disgusting. They're so gross. Ew, 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 ew. And then she's trying to traffic me into my dad's home for Andrew to rape me there, for Albert to rape me there, for Alex to rape me there, for basura ese Anthony Capizano cuero asquerosidad that I don't ever want to see again, to rape me, for him to be out and about with modeling at a beach in my BMW that they steal from me, el toto de ella lleno de arena. Esta es la que le enseña fotos en Langer. La que tiene un steady paycheck los días 15 y los días 30 cobra. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Sonia Alvarado Chapman. You can decapitate Alejandro Rian. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden and Kehlani being abusive towards me as to separate Jaden and Kehlani from me. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo. You can decapitate Diana Acevedo. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden and Kehlani being abusive towards me as to separate Jaden and Kehlani from me. You can decapitate a Wilda Lorenzo, esa tipa una puerca, una asquerosidad. Se queda en mi casa sin mi permiso, me roba mi vehículo, se roba mi dinero, and gets in the way of me receiving money trying to kill me. Atlantic City is a galleon that tries to kill me. That one asco for decades already? Ew. Ew, 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 ew. You can decapitate Manuel Garcia Rios. I was raped in Florida and in Texas by Michael Norman. They all confirm, no? They're like, man, not fair. She doesn't like me. And she let you rape her. Eso dicen. You can decapitate Michael Norman that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles that raped me in 2016. You can decapitate David Ledesma that raped me in 2017, 18, 19, 20. Jerry Garcia was the best sex that I've ever had. But if he gets in the way of me receiving money, steals from me, stays in my homes without my permission, and steals my money, you can decapitate Jerry Garcia. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. I want Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo to burn herself today. She's disgusting. Es una basura. She's trying to rape me. And because I don't let her rape me, she's trying to steal the colors of my embroidery. And then el Anthony Capizano basura ese and Albert Suarez go on saying, well, what the wife wants, the wife gets. Let's kill Arlene or make her Jesse's slave. Porque Arlene no se deja violar por Arlene. We can facilitate that. We can drug Arlene. Jesse la viola, pero Arlene no va a saber. So ponemos a Arlene a que Jesse decida los colores del bordado de Arlene. They're disgusting. They're so gross. I want to shop at Target today. You can decapitate Yesenia Ramirez Lorenzo. They have how many years of fake anniversary pictures? Them in my private airplane, in my yacht, in my vehicles, in my homes, thinking that I'm gonna cry over it. ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Richie? ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Jorge Avilés? ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Fraile? ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Platinum Hair? O el novio de él. ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Milwaukee? I don't know their names. ¿Cuántas veces ella ha violado a Bill Gates? La stripper que Andrew todavía la tiene en la casa. Or that was just one day. Que me violaron con ella. They're disgusting. They're like, who would I lean like? So I can rape. I'm bad. I'm bad. I'm bad. Fueron 4 en la cama ella. Mientras Andrew le mete el pene por el culo ella. I'm bad. I'm bad. Eso es lo que me quiere enseñar en video posiblemente. Yikes. You can decapitate anyone that sent me this video. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden and Kehlani being abusive towards me. It's to separate Jaden and Kehlani from me. You can decapitate whoever sent me this message as long as it's not Jaden Gilani being abusive towards me. You can decapitate Mabel Rios. You can decapitate Marilisa Echevarria Gonzalez, the wife. El Anthony Capisano has said to me decades ago, yeah, that this is their wife because it was providing a service of sucking dick the night before and that day. And I don't do that. I'm not consistent. I don't want to ever be consistent. What else? What else? What else? I have my own life, my own goals. I have books that I want to read. I have 2 kids. What else? What else? I'm a sexual for the most part. So he wants to kill me because this provides news too, and vagina pictures and wow, these people are disgusting. You can decapitate Maria Luisa Rosa. You can decapitate the Senor Ramirez Lorenzo. You can decapitate Mayra Alejandra Villarrubia. You can decapitate whoever sent me these messages as long as it's not Jaden Kilani being abusive towards me. It's to separate Jaden Kilani from me. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? As I'm reading this, when I received these messages, I think that was in 2022, 2023. I'm like, ew, eso Firenze has to be that girl's guy. You can, I mean, thank you, Yolanda Suarez Lorenzo, for the pictures of your nephews so I can expose them and seek the death penalty for them. According to Serafin Lorenzo, this could be a PSA at least. I wanted to go beyond that. That's why I stay every day posting that there's no progress in my life financially and my health continues to decline. What else? 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 Okay, I'm hoping that these people I'm seeking the death penalty for will get the death penalty for stealing from me, for getting in the way of me receiving money, for starving me on purpose, for them to brag that they have sex. No, they don't. They're like animals on top of each other. They're disgusting. They're basura. Ew, 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 ew. I'm bored. I'm gonna go today. Okay, chili. And I want to order food from Uber Eats for myself and another one. I ordered. I'm bored. Where's the peanut butter? What else? What else? What else? What else? They fake being in relationships with David Ledesma with people that they think. Oh, I got these. The China picture and then they fight over like David Ledesma. I love some characters. Then they fight over David Ledesma, me quitó la novia y lloró y eso. Son ignorantes, son basura, no son hombres, son todos un lloriqueo, una mierda. Yo no sirve, no lo recomiendo. What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I'm bored. No tiene talento, todo lo que hace. I want to visit the beach next to They want to mock me that Denise Dalí por mamarle el pene logró ir a la playa en el 2021 y yo no. Eso no es mujer. Eso es una basura. Ella no es una mujer, ella es una asquerosidad. They want to make it seem like those that still have a better lifestyle. That those then don't. They're on a power trip somewhere else. They won't get me to join them. They're trying to recruit me. Buying a few were stealing money, you could be at the beach this week. If you were illegally prostituting yourself, you could be at the beach this year. They're disgusting. And they want to see if they think we're comparing, give their opinion. They're that ignorant. They're gonna chiquito. I'm bored. Leave my apartment today. What else? What else? What else? What else? When I'm financially stable, I plan to travel fun and meet people ideally polyamorous men. Yeah, I also plan to stitch and sell my work. Read my website. He's after who is the website provider. He's trying to kill me. And then he wants to activate my website, so now he knows it's Squarespace. I wasn't even hiding that from people. I'm so happy with the service that I was following them on Instagram. I could have made my profile private and I didn't want to. So they ignore the internet. It's like the answer's right there. Do people say it to them? She most likely has Squarespace, dude. Okay, eso está imaginando Squarespace, mis tetas o mi vagina. Yeah, it'd be Orlando, so he has another image of what Squarespace is possibly to himself. And people possibly went on saying, don't starve her, don't steal from her. It's most likely Squarespace. So what he wants to do, and he thinks he can get away with it because no one is seeing this, no one comments. When people do this, sometimes people know how to type in a Facebook address and read and not follow a person. So there's possibly a lot of people that type in facebook.com/ARBlueSky and read me that don't necessarily comment. What else? What else? What else? What else? Ellos se emocionan porque ellos dicen los 24 números, sé contar. They're comparing themselves to illiterate people and blasting it all over. As if they're so much special. They are in the rapist, murder, and thieves. A person that's illiterate can be honest. Anyways, so he's trying to kill me to later on activate my website and Lorenzo Art have a donation link. A lot of people may not know that I'm dead, and then after I've done the marketing campaign, then they'll start donating money. That's what he's after. The money that people would donate, thinking it's for me on a website after I do all the marketing. I've already talked about this. Okay, so I don't think he would go through with it. I want to stitch. I'm sitting on down stitch. That would that would be fun. I'm bored. Yo can account with Liam Baker. I don't want to see him. You can decapitate Jorge Aviles. I don't want to see stays in my homes with all my permission skills, my vehicles, and gets no emergency money. Trying to get people to rape me. I don't even want to see him. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Richie Hill. That rape. That rape in 2023. Anyways, This video got disconnected after a few times, possibly. This video. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I don't need their opinion about my work. Richie gave me a compliment when he saw this, and I visited Sam together. And I was going to show him a picture of my kids. So I said, I'm calling my kids while you get your backpack. It was around that time that I called Jaden came on. So I'm like, this is a white phone. That's what they look like. I just got them porque they don't understand manners. They're so girls, so they rape. They possibly cause my poverty, my starvation, my homelessness, and Jaden Kilani being separated from me in the past years to rape Jaden through Gabriela Martinez Urias, to rape Kilani to Claudia Gabriela Martinez Urias, that's an illegal prostitute. They're disgusting. They've been brown, so I have more money than she steals from me. Bruta. Bruta. Long last one. I'm born. Anyway, I purposely missed the fashion show what everyone has going on. That's what they're after. They're crybabies, they're so gross. I'm born. Ignoring the comment. Anyway, I purposely missed the fashion show what everyone has going on. This time to me. Being disgusting like this. I have better things to do my time right now. I could be shopping with Jane and Kimani. A judge may not want to put me in a courtroom with him because Andrew said decades ago that if I'm testifying against him, all he'll be doing is this to me, mocking me. What else? What else? What else? What else? I missed the chicken. They want to know who is the embroider about me, my vagina, my juices in my vagina. The que van pasan. My titties. Me dancing in my home, me cooking for myself and for drinking, shopping for myself, drinking, watching Netflix. They want to attach a meaning to it. They think that they're like in law in charge of everything that I do. Son una mierda de gente. If I could say that out loud, I would. Son una mierda de gente. He killed for ravens. It's disgusting. He thought he would get supporters and be like, oh, I would kill for ravens too. Man. Just back to Stitches. I'm gonna shop for watercolors. Lord. This I have a paycheck and that I should be grateful that there's some people that work and have to earn a paycheck. How is that my fault? They're disgusting. They're like, if she's gonna be world leader, she must know that there's people out there suffering. So this is my face and this is his fist. Suffering of what if the planet for the most part is a safe place? He's stupid of his stupidity. He's killed millions of people trying to rape me. He's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored to see that he will have an afterlife, even if he sucked dick. They're very dumb. He can't drive himself to the church in the vehicle that he steals from me. As many times that it takes just to register it, instead of stealing from me and getting away with saving money. Porque ya ese vehículo apesta, ya le han metido cuantas cabras, asquerosidades, mierda de basura de gente in it. I had at least four BMWs when I was 19 in 1999 that I paid for at least one of them that I didn't get to drive because he steals them from me. He steals my personal homes as if she doesn't need dick. She doesn't need it. And I could have picked up Jorge Aviles and pursued him and had a beautiful noviazgo with Jorge Aviles or with Richie Hill or with El Fraile. I could have flown in. Isn't he from San Antonio? I don't know. Or possibly live in Puerto Rico. A neighbor of my parents almost possibly. I don't give a shit about these people. I'm all about myself, and Data and Kehlani have a right to do that. And I'm casual sex only, so it was everything to me. Is always it was very short lived. Well, they're always with the legal prostitute that steals from me. This is baby. You and I are gonna be together, and that's what he wants. That's what he likes. Que lo aprieten ahí hasta morirse. That's what he's after. Que lo ahorquen. Con atención. Like, oh my god, the illegal prostitute gives me attention. Fool son cuerón doesn't even know what sex is. Da un asco, son basura. Well, I shop at Victoria's Secret. They're pretty. This is pretty too. What else? I love that style. I'm bored. I miss data and missing money. I'm bored. Anyways, I'm cleaning my apartment. I'm leaving. And I want money for food. What else? What else? What else? I just need to wait and look out that someone will give me money. When will that be? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. When I got to my apartment, I cleaned all the roaches from the wall in my bedroom. You get decapitated how many sodas and assistants that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money. That are trying to destroy my career as an artist, as self-employed, so that no one ever buys art from me. So they cause starvation, they cause anxiety, poverty, homelessness, tiredness. One can't clean one's apartment, one says whatever. It's not gonna turn into roaches, right? I wouldn't even know how long it would be for roaches to show up if I don't take out the trash in my apartment, and now it's infested with roaches. So he wants to be like canceled, no longer an artist. My Evans Group girl is so amazing. She can pay for you whatever if you want to. He was an ad for that. That everyone knows how amazing she is. What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Anthony Campesano ese that steals from me, gets in the way of me receiving money, steals my money, has raped people for more than 30 years. That poor girl. He brought her into my parents' home and said to me, Arlene, this is actually from LA and you aren't, okay? Stop faking Arlene, trying to be something that you aren't when this is so LA. He doesn't understand globally. And then he possibly mocks her that now it's on a website, a picture of her that she works. So now her boyfriend in Singapore may be slightly embarrassed that she's no longer that girl that was always by the thing literally all day. And now is a worker. But what a worker. Like if it could, I could have given it an out, I would be like, well, what a worker. What a worker. So if the girl's so insecure, she shouldn't be because what a worker. What else? What else? Look at this water worker. I'm bored. I am bored. I am bored. Does he lie in front of her? He pitches and says, I grew up in a home with a view to No, you didn't. And he terrorizes her with that. That he's what else? 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 Hopefully she's happy for real. It was just a brief 5 minute in my parents' home. Then after they left, I'm gonna testify against him for what is he hostage? My money so I can date him. He terrorized my parents into not providing for me. Steals my home, steals my vehicles, rapes my crushes, gets in the way of me receiving money. Terrorized me that he is gonna have a vehicle run over Richie just for me liking him. So what they don't know, really have to get to this point is that after they leave without mockery, my parents call the police. The FBI shows up and talks to me every single time that he raped me in my bedroom. My parents called the police right after he left. He thinks that because he's being let in the home and not forcefully being kicked out, neither by me or by my parents, that he is boss there. No, he isn't. It's like you're stupid to rape me. So I'm literally quiet as I'm looking at him, like, so literally, like, while thinking, like, you're stupid to rape me. When does he leave? Like, it shouldn't be more than a few minutes. So just stay still, whatever, listen to him, whatever. Ew, ew, ew. They're so disgusting. Anyways, I want to sleep over Harry and I hope he provides a lot of sparkling water. I'm just putting that out there. What else? And all desserts, but some of it can be savory. Should I say that again? I want to sleep over with Harry, and I want him to provide sparkling water in all the desserts, but some of them can be savory, not sweet. What? I'm bored. I'm bored. Oh no. Is that where my home was? At in Shirts, Command County. Bored. Did he fuck with something that will interrupt the rivers tit for tat? So did he mess with something? So there's flooding in the river. He's like, Guadalupe is not gonna get dethroned by Arlene. I swear he talks about doing shit like that all the time, decades ago. Look at ellos se roban el cobre in Puerto Rico to mess with the electricity of how pissed off they are that I won't pursue. Ew, 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 ew. Also, they think that people are gonna blame me, but people say we hate you. I understand that. That's why some people don't run to give me money. Porque if he messed with something so that the river would be flooded, people blame me. They're like, well, if he wasn't obsessed with you, he would have done this. From that perspective, people hate me. Like when it was like green. What else? What else? What else? What else? Let me see. Let me see. What else? Let me guess. That's when he would have killed my kids. I want to live in civil Holiday. There's some beautiful homes there. He doesn't have a right to terrorize me. He doesn't have a right to disrupt my children's life. He's disgusting. What else? 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 I swear I heard about that because I've been at that Guadalupe Shrine Church for a while and made it public. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? There's some hysteria if Edgar remembers this hate crime towards he dating Ilani and I suspect. I'd rather live life. I want money today. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I've been reading about these nuts for a while. Oh, I want to shop downtown today. I don't want him to hurt Dayton. I don't want him to hurt Mommy. What else? 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 Oh, cute. That's hilarious. It seems like they're just like really. What else? 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 Oh, I love these. I want some for myself and for Jaden, for good mommy. These are cute. Just gifted me money today. What else? 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 Something about him having already put me in front of everyone that I liked decades ago. And I've exposed him that he steals from me. He rapes Richie, he rapes El Fraile, he rapes, what is it? He rapes Jorge Aviles. He steals from me. He funds terrorism, dude, and that it is just for fun, wants to see me suffer. He's like, ha 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 ha, que tener dinero, dale. Gracias por mamarme el pene. Deja que se lo diga Arlene y Arlene llore. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I want to visit Jaden Pinglani in Tampa. He threatened me decades ago. Jaden, I love you. I'm doing whatever I can to make sure that you and Pinglani don't get hurt. He threatened me decades ago with that my kids would get hurt at armature works decades ago. I hope my kids continue visiting and don't live in fear ever. What else? 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 You can decapitate my main citizens and sons that rape me. That steal my money, that steal my homes, that steal my vehicles, trying to rape me, trying to mock me, trying to terrorize me. What else? What else? What else? I love you, Kingdom, if you're watching this. Making sure that I can do whatever I can to keep you and your brother safe. What else? 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 Who says it was about Guadalupe's vagina, anyways? Specifically. What else? It's not in my nature to succumb to terrorism. They're stupid. They don't know how to gauge intelligence. They could have been out right now, like on a rooftop, dancing with me, sleepover, if that's what they wanted. If they treated me with respect, they're spending their energy on all the wrong things because they already have dick and pussy available to them. That says, "Kill her, dude. I'm here for you. This is so good. Oh yeah, oh yeah." But am I not your like go-to girl que te envía fotos en Nigeria? You don't need her. Kill her. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Anyways, I don't know where I want to live. But you can only possibly downtown, possibly La Cantera. I have a home in Puerto Rico. He steals from me. That belongs to me, Jaden Kailani. He's just very immature, very stupid. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? For everything that I see, remember. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Or he wants to be like más ferviente catholic. And this wants to kill me so that his mother can shine. Ew, it's so dumb. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Or on my phone, but if I get my hotspot on my phone to turn on, and then I can. I could have been an army general. Anyways, or in the Marine Corps. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What is it? I can. Oh, today. I can't stand it being dirty. You can decapitate me how many restaurantes the sons that rape me. That's the only homes that are trying to rape me. That me. I won't ever say to Edgar, Jaden Kilani, don't visit Armature Works. That's what he wants to terrorize us. And I love that. Jaden visited with his friends and follows it on Instagram without me talking to him about it. No, there's one Corito there on Instagram, no, that follows him and possibly talks to him. Based on some music type account I was said 2 decades ago that Anthony Capisano is would create to stalk my children and engage a conversation with them decades ago. What else? What else? What else? They deem me low value because Gloria Nisa didn't want to get pregnant in an orgy. So my parents possibly made love during engendering me so happily. And it's like they didn't want you. So if I could have been your parent, I would have killed you. It's so disgusting. It's basura, una asquerosidad. So it's deemed me like I shouldn't exist in the planet and therefore I shouldn't have children. So it's possibly trying to kill me and my children as if we shouldn't have ever existed. And then it's mad at me because I don't let it rape me. That's not the bargaining chip of my life to become his hostage so that he doesn't hurt me or his children. He's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. Anyways, I want to visit Armature Works with Jaden Kehlani, and it won't be so that Jaden Kehlani get hurt. I've said that before already. I won't ever censor a place for my children to not visit. I won't ever not visit. Place. How many times did he threaten me with Don't visit Central Market or that guy's arm will be, he'll lose it. And I don't know if it's a prop or no, but there's a guy that was serving food to me, and now all of a sudden is missing some of his arm. He introduced him to me in my childhood and said, he's gonna hate you. Or when I was a teen, he's like, you see this? If she goes to Central Market to seek help for herself and doesn't die, I'm gonna make sure that you lose your arm for serving her food, possibly. So he forced him to work there, or he just natural progression said, why am I working here? Well, I guess some people may just be like, wow, like it sounds like a cool job. Or did he force him to work at Central Market serving food? They're disgusting, they fund terrorism, they're basura. This will let them know that I don't want him in my life? An innocent person possibly losing his arm? When I already objected to all of that decades ago, rolled my eyes at it, stayed quiet, while my siblings are like, who will lose their arms next? Ew, 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 ew. They think that by hurting my children physically, which Javier is possibly in charge of Janus and Gailani's body. I just don't know, but I said that. As long as it's legal and respectfully, not just the four lead singers on what I can remember. But they're possibly dreaming that my children get in a wheelchair or encamada, how they call it, for me to be like that single mother that's always spoon feeding her kid and bathing. There's nurses for that. And I could be like, take good care of my kid. I'm going to head over to the library and head out to dance maybe afterwards. I'll see you in 5 hours. Thank you so much. It's disgusting. It thinks that if my kid, or worse, Rachel herself, I mean, bad mother, for leaving your kid on a wheelchair and then heading out to dance. He thought that all the bloggers would be out there saying bad mother, that you would leave your kid with a nurse and head out to shop for yourself or on a date. It's disgusting. It's so gross. Ew, ew, ew. So in the event that Jada and Kaylani hopefully never happens, we're in an accident, I've avoided always leaving for while they're sick, but I may have left to be like, I'm getting you jello and daddy's here. And I may even have text like, your how's the kid? But in the event that Jada and Kaylani are in a wheelchair or in camado and camada, I'm not gonna stick by it 24/7 without self care. I've already said that before. And I only say things once, so I don't need to confirm. Be like, guys, don't hurt me or my children because I'm still gonna go out dancing. They're disgusting. They're rapists. They're murderers. They're thieves. They're so gross. In the meantime, if Harry's available, I want to sleep over with Harry. And I want him to serve sparkling water and desserts. Ideally, some of them not entirely sweet, some savory desserts. Just putting that out there because I never have time. So, speaking of sleepovers, uh, what are what are potato chip clusters? What else? 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 You can decapitate me, how many sort of sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money, that steal my vehicles, that steal my homes, and have a hate crime towards me. They're very disrespectful, very gross. That's why I've never pursued it to have sex with it. I've never sought it anywhere. I won't ever talk to it. I remember everything that it's threatened me with. That I don't succumb to threats and let myself get raped by just so that my children don't get hurt. I'm gonna take this out to dance porque se va a portar bien por una hora, right? ¿Qué carajo es eso? Eso no es enjoyable to me. I'd rather be celibate. He already mocked my celibacy. Antonio Capizano ese. He's a nobody. He doesn't have to mock me as no say in my life. Javier Villarreal is who can do with my body however he pleases as long as it's legal and safe. For the better of my body. I'm bored. Anyways, that's some fucked up person right there. They're disgusting. No, we're pursuing, not fuck buddy material, not boyfriend material, not relative material. It's disgusting. I don't ever want any of me. You can decapitate me, how many sort of citizens that rape me, that steal my money, that steal my vehicles, that steal my homes, that have drugged me to rape me. Oh, and he thinks that I'm gonna like leave the internet because he killed how many? Possibly. Oh, so it was my picture right there, like I'm la culpable de que te haya matado. What else? What else? What else? Oh, shop is so early though. So pretty. What else? 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 I have a right to preserve my life, and I don't remember a hate crime towards me until after it happens. I'm very natural. Like people that read body language know that I'm not guilty based on my reactions. And I just didn't look who had to die for me to live. Not really. I didn't know. I don't remember the hate crime that he has towards me. Porque he's angry. I've been getting food at Guadalupe River. He accused me of cheating with a fraile. I'm polyamorous. What else? What else? What else? He has no right to accuse me of cheating. He's not even my husband. Ew. I contemplated that when I was very little, but it never happened. It won't happen either. Mm. What else? What else? What else? What else? I could be living life. And you say, well, I was doing that. I was on the internet all the time. That you're like, whoa. Oh, when those people in El Paso died, him trying to remind me to talk to my godfather. I'm like, I don't need to talk to those people. They steal from me. They're trying to rape me. They get in the way of me receiving money. They stay in my homes without my permission. They steal my vehicles. And he lives in El Paso, so I saw them like, oh, a coincidence. It could have been. What else? What else? What else? He thinks that people are literally gonna take revenge, not revenge, and are just gonna walk through here and shoot me and be like, my kid died. So he's trying to turn people into my enemies. Like he possibly killed a lot of people with those floodings, and then some people he's trying to make them think that it's because I'm seeking help for myself and for Jaden and freaking Lonnie. I have a right to do so. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I can seek free food wherever I want. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? And I can seek dick wherever I want. I plan to take it out to dinner at Rebel if it's available, or cook for him. That shit could be fun. Is he allowed to leave the church? Does he want to terrorize me with that? There's plenty of fish. Quite literally, I'm celibate by choice too because of his stupidity. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. That's goals right there. Or the current status of my nalgas at the moment. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? Oh, that's relatable too. I want to visit Jaden and Kaylani in Tampa next week. So now if I'm with my kids, I've said this before at amateur work, or my kid is at amateur works, it doesn't mean that we're after a hate crime towards us. We just visit places for fun, for entertainment, for meeting people. One of them is trying to kill me because I won't let him rape my kids. When family orgies are so easy to host, he just doesn't understand respect. Es una basura, he's less than. Es un asco. Ew, 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 ew. In the meantime, he's gifting me money today. So he's gonna take that screenshot of, I don't want to post it again, me where I show you the victims of the Guadalupe River flood, most likely. And he's gonna go on and say it's a nonfiction 700. Work your way around the 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Don't date Arlene. She just caused the death of those people. But on the not compatible or not. Ew. Oh, they're disgusting. They just gauge based on like net worth or how out there is that person or how not out there is that person. Ew, 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 ew. They're disgusting. They're so gross. In the meantime, I'm leaving soon to my apartment to clean it. And then I'll be at Central Market. I think I want a bagel and coffee like I had yesterday. I'm gonna go down. And for razors, and for razors. What else? 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 I'm bored. I could be shopping today with Jaden and Mommy. Who's gifting me money today? I'm bored. I'll continue visiting Central Market for food. And that guy's there. He's threatening me that guy's gonna kill me one day. What else? 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 He's threatening me with so many other people killing me. I'm not gonna live afraid for my own life. Ew. They're disgusting. What else? 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 I'm bored. I'm bored. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate Benivel Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Marilyn Lorenzo Acevedo. You can decapitate Gilbert Lorenzo Acevedo. They're trying to put me on a wheelchair, trying to rape me, trying to eliminate me from the dating game. I'm gonna be on Tinder and Bumble next week. My dad is so amazing. I was encouraged even when I was a child. Okay, he knows that I'm like the perfect customer for Bumble. Okay, I'm not afraid to initiate. What else? 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 I'm bored. I am bored. Mendoza looks good there. In the meantime, Trinity ahora mismo está mamando el bichón. Yo en mi casa que me robó mi dinero. Asco. Ew. I want my property back and I want him to stop stealing from me. El tipo es un cuero. Es una basura. Una asquerosidad. What else? What else? What else? What else? Buena Vista and Trinity 82533. In the meantime, if I'm ever incapacitated or also doing it, I don't foresee that happening. Javier Villarreal is who I think has at least for me to do with my body as he pleases as long as it's healthy and for the better of my health. That other guy, I think it's Begum, and or the four lead singers of Moran. If they don't mind being inconvenienced for them. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? I'm bored. I want to visit Jada and King Lonnie in Tampa next week. Let's give me money. I want to shop at International Plaza and Bay Street. I want to eat a grill, mashed potatoes, and vegetables, and tiramisu. I want, what is it? To eat at Daily Green Lemon. I want to shop at High Park Village. I want to stay at Epicurean with Jada and King Lonnie. That's exciting. I want to dance at the castle. I want to eat pizza in Ybor City. I want to stay at Hotel Aja. I want to visit the John F. Germany Library. I want to eat at, what is it? Emerson Sandwiches and Melon Bakery with Jada and King Lonnie. I want to take Jada and King Lonnie to Magic Kingdom. I want to shop at the outlets at Wesley Chapel and the shops at Wiregrass with Jada and King Lonnie. I want to eat at Burger 21 with Jada and King Lonnie. It's so laughable. I ate already with Jada and King Lonnie at Burger 21 and I haven't talked to these people who possibly pester the founders of it or became the founders of it, trying to gauge a conversation with me as if I would walk into Burger 21 and be like, I need to go Fo es un terrorista, basura asquerosidad. Why would I even want to talk to them about what I do with my life? They're deplorable. They're unrealistic with their hate. Thinking that that's something that's gonna attract one. What else? 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 I described the illegal prostitute that steals from me when she walks into a place that she knows will get. I've witnessed that decades ago. Ew, ew, ew. Can I not read taste from here? hilarious. What else? What else? What else? What else? You can decapitate John and then Malave. If he stays in my house and steals my money, gets in the way of me receiving money, pays people to illegally prostitute themselves as me. Well, I've opened this link. What else? You can decapitate Jimmy Jandaliri Sorenso Suarez that has raped me, most likely if he's drugged me, that steals from me, that gets in the way of me receiving money. He's not a worthy. I'm Miss Goody Tissues, never does cocaine. He tries to drag me into drinking blood even en un asco. Are they carnivorous and that's why they try to kill like so blindly? They've missed all the milestones that a child would meet by age 2, people say. All of the milestones that a child would meet by age 2, they've missed all of them. What else? 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 Anyways, I don't know. And I don't have money for a bus pass. Mine expires in a few days. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Vamos a ver, se lo están metiendo ahora mismo. Yo diciéndole, Arlene no puede llegar a ningún lado hoy. Arlene no puede llegar a ningún lado. Arlene no puede llegar a ningún lado. Arlene no puede llegar a ningún lado. That's what they do. They're disgusting. They're so basura. In the meantime, I need money. So they're raping people. Ew. With ha ha ha. She can't go out, so I got her lost today. But her. Ew, they're deplorable. They're the worst people on this planet ever. They're disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? Leaving soon. Because I have to clean my apartment. That doesn't mean que soy criada de alguien. Él es un porn addict. Él lo que hace es vio telenovela. And he wants to recreate them with one by starving one and stealing one's money and then violating rights. I don't know how people let him get away with it. How much more do I need to speak about his hate crime towards me that I don't remember just only after the fact? For him to get the death penalty, ideally. Porque es puerco, es un asco, una basura. That's not how you get the attention of by bullying her. He's just after my generation. Well, before I was born. So he's like, I'm gonna act like que sea tu papá, que tu mamá se le rompió el condón y no te quería para matarte y quedarme con tu dinero. Very gross. He thinks he can justify it porque lo vio en una telenovela. El puerco. I'd rather be silent. When I'm financially stable, I may ask no. And make up for raping him. He is welcome to ignore me. If Andrew drugged me and had me raped, Chris Appleton, Mapleton, whatever one, decades ago. It may cause them PTSD, but he's welcome to ignore me if I ever say one out dinner. Él me quiere poner en una clínica psiquiátrica. Es asco, es bruto, es puerco. How much louder do I need to say it? Que he's disgusting, es una basura. I don't ever want it near me. It's disgusting. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? What else? In the meantime, hopefully he gives me my money soon. What else? 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 I've only had one significant other, and it's like Camino's Catarro. That has treated me with respect. I think he has immunity. Two, see me starve, but he cries about it. So I seek the death penalty for Benjamin Suarez and his sons that rape me, that steal my money, that get in the way of me receiving money, that have a hate crime towards me and my children. What else? 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 I don't remember anything else. I haven't talked to them in decades. I wouldn't want to talk to them either, just to find out what is new in their hate tours. What else? What else? What else? What else? They go to such great lengths as to pay people. For example, I purposely missed him privately saying que tengo una trenza así de larga en el culo just because I was joking around me shaving my ass and then hair growing. What? What? What else? So, like, for real, they do that shit. They, like, así es como se ve el culo, Ali. Gente, ahora tenemos una representación de popurrí de cómo se le ve el culo ahora mismo, Ali. He thinks he's an art curator. He's just a bully, a rapist, a murderer, a thief. Es basura. I see them. Not, he thinks it's a conversation starter with him. Then I'm gonna be like, papi, ahora que él mató a Ariana dame el número de teléfono, hola mi amor, ¿cómo estás? So, yeah, alguien en la biblioteca así como una trenza bien larga, alrededor toda la deja de que me afeité el culo y entonces salió el pelo que se pensaba que era más largo. Solamente que empezó otra vez. Entonces, ¿qué tú crees si esta noche te hago una cenita y me lambes las bolas a mí en las tetas? Y también el culo, baby, porque es que vi un señor que me recordó una conversación. Entonces, si quieres luego que me viole, pues entonces lleva al illegal prostitute a comer con mi dinero también. No, entonces yo te hago el amor en 3 días, ¿ok? Ay, sí, después que te hagas pasar como que te portas bien en mi presencia, como que eres mi esposo por el tiempito que estás conmigo, yo te perdono todo lo que hagas por ahí. Eso es peor que un nene chiquito didn't achieve milestones that kids achieve by age 2. It's even carnivorous, I've heard. What else? What else? What else? I don't want it near me for obvious reasons. Tengo un asco. Son chismosos también, da un asco.